when my friend got Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo and going over his house and playing it and just kind of getting confused with the controls, getting bored with it. Mortal Kombat comes out for Genesis with its like 3 buttons, very basic moves. And all of a sudden, I'm like, because I can do the blood code, I'm in love with it. I'm like, this is the best game ever. Now, as an adult, I understand Street Fighter 2 versus Mortal Kombat 1, hands down, Street Fighter 2 is a better game. There's no question. The fighting moves, everything. It's just a better, well-made game. But my 11, 12-year-old self, I want to see blood. I want to see fatalities. Yep. I didn't care about balance, or I didn't care about being able to do different moves and anti-air moves and crap like that.
We had the hidden secrets. I still remember the one night where, I mean, we would have people that would be on the machine and they would know the ins and outs. There would be people that would have 50, 60 win streaks on these games. And pretty much the guy just left. And like, it was next one. And there's like the famed, thing in Mortal Kombat 2. If you made it to 100 rounds, it would, like, all of a sudden the screen just goes, get ready to face a challenge from your past, and you play a game of Pong on there. So you would have, like, those games would be going constantly. You would see the game of Pong be played like 2 or 3 times a night there.
It's crazy because I was going to say, Mortal Kombat is like the equivalent of like a B movie. When you look at it, when you look at the digitized graphics, the over-the-top violence, the Enter the Dragon storyline, it has all those aspects. But I mean, I remember when Mortal Kombat 3 came out and my friend had it, and we had found out about the cooler stuff, Scott stuff codes. We put those in. We spent a whole day just randomly picking characters to play against each other, just so we can see all the animalities, babalities, all the fatalities, all the friendships. And he had Street Fighter 2, and it was just kind of sitting there on the side because we just want to see all the wacky craziness.
Oh, yeah. And it's just like, but, Ken can do his hurricane kick in the air now. It's like, can he rip his spine out? We don't care.
Exactly. Like, I remember the thing I thought was the coolest was is it Blanca, how you say his name?
Yes, Blanca.
I'm awful at pronouncing names. When he bites on the person.
Yes.
It's like, I think I see a couple little drops of blood. That counts.
Yep. And then, like, sometimes if you punch him, they'll throw up.
Yep.
That'll happen. But that's more of like a joke in it,
But I know.
I just remember for Mortal Kombat 3, the arcade game having a commercial. I just thought that was insane. Where it's just a very basic commercial in black and white, and you can only hear like a couple of like sounds of the game, and the guy's eyeballs are moving, and then he opens his eyes, and it's like Mortal Kombat 3 at arcades, and it had like, it was like a date in April. It was like April 26th or something like that. And then begging my father to go. It was like Friday. Can we go? And then, of course, yes, it's there. And then someone tells me, he goes, yeah, they've had it for a week. Where were you? Like, come on. I said, that's what they said on the commercial.
Well, that's the other thing with Mortal Kombat. They're famous for some of their commercials. I mean, everyone knows about Mortal Monday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're still using the voice. They're still using that guy's voice today.
Yep. And Mortal Monday, I mean, especially on Long Island, which was Mortal Kombat territory, everyone was talking about it. Everyone knew about it. And it was just like, at that point in time, I never got a chance to play the actual original Mortal Kombat in arcades. I only heard about it. So when Mortal Monday was coming around, I'm thinking, holy crap, I'm finally going to get a chance to play it. And right after Mortal Monday, I kept hitting my local video store to rent it. Kept going, not there. Going, not there. Eventually got it, was able to rent it. My family was living at my grandparents' house at the time because we were in between houses. And I remember going into this like makeshift room where I had my Nintendo and popping it in the Genesis, because I had regular Nintendo and Genesis, and closing the door to play it and putting the blood code from, I think it was Game Fan or Game Pro, because I didn't want anyone to see.
Yep.
And just,
what you were doing.
Yeah, the blood and doing Scorpion's Fatality. The first Fatality I ever did was Scorpion's, and seeing that, just it blew my mind.
I think that was everybody's first one, was
Oh God,
Scorpion
yeah.
2. I still remember vividly being at Subway in Sunvet Mall and watching a guy play it, and it was he was doing Scorpion and Sonya, and he pulled the mask off, and there's the skeleton. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is that? That was awesome!" Because it's just that I really miss it.
Mhm.
As much as I love the internet and being able to connect with people from all over the world, they had it at that right. I guess like I don't want to sound like I'm being fancy and using my $3 words. That whole like cultural zeitgeist of
Mhm.
that we're in the middle of this thing where we're just gonna put the game out there, not tell anybody that there's special moves. It wasn't like with with like Street Fighter where it had like the picture of Ken's face and it said down towards and punch and that was like
Yep.
this fireball. They just said put it there and they just let all the kids just here figure it out, which I think I loved it. And unfortunately, you can't do that now. And everybody's just like, how come it doesn't have a tutorial on it? You'll be
Yeah.
told that you're not being open to new fans and stuff like that if you don't include everything on it. But just that level of mystery was what I loved the most about all those games. And I mean, and it continued for all of them because
Mhm.
you knew that when the game booted up, it said how what revision it was on, and they could do that and put stuff on there. That was why in Mortal Kombat 2 they had Airmac and all those things in there. It's like
Mhm.
we didn't know what an error macro was,
well,
but it
I'm,
became a character.
well, like what you're talking about that back then, where you didn't know you had to figure it out. I was just talking to you before we even started recording. And I mentioned this in our earlier Mortal Kombat podcast about a mutual friend, Craig of ours, that was at my school in junior high, selling bootleg strategy guides for Mortal Kombat 2. And
That
I
was how you
had
made the money.
and I had to have one. I scrounged up change and stuff. I think I even took some money out of my parents' dresser to buy one because I had Mortal Kombat 2 for Genesis, and that had all the fatalities, all the moves, and that was the only way to get it at the time.
I totally did that because my father had a fax machine
Mm-hmm.
that let me make copies on it, and I had whatever the magazine was, and I remember I copied it out of the magazine, and I literally had a folder in my Trapper Keeper that was just the. I had one for Mortal Kombat. I had a couple for. I was like, "What other game do you want?" It's like, "What other ones do you have?" Like that, and
I,
then like the whole thing was just to make sure that the teachers didn't see what you were
mm-hmm.
doing.
Oh yeah, this is very like hush hush and secret in the hallways. I still have my copy. That was our cover picture for our last Mortal Kombat episode.
Mhm.
So I took a picture, still folded up, I think down in the basement with I think it was the original price tag. I think it was $9 and scratched out to say 6 or something like
Yeah.
that, penciled in.
hmm And like that's what I mean. And now all I need is my phone, and there you
Mm-hmm.
go. So much for that.
Yep.
I mean, that was the that I love to have how. And then in 3 they had the codes, and if you saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation, there were codes that you had to stay in the theater because you were gonna miss a code, and it was just like the big head code, and you were like,
Mm-hmm.
"What did I stay for that for? I didn't want a big head code." Or like a wacky like some of the other stuff, but I
mm-hmm.
still remember. I don't know if you ever got to see it. I know it's online. I saw it just one day at random. It was all. It was like a. It was Thanksgiving Day. It was before my family came over, so I was just watching TV, and they had like the making of Mortal Kombat 3 was
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.
I forget what channel it was on. I was just flipping through the channels, and I knew what John Tobias and Ed Boon looked like
Mm-hmm.
from the game. I was like, and then I'm seeing him, and he's like, "It's Mortal Kombat 3." I was like, "What the hell is this? Why is this on TV?" It was so cool. I was like, "What is this? This is on TV."
I think was it. I think I want to say Channel 9.
It must have been one of those. It was definitely one of the syndicated channels. Definitely wasn't ABC,
Mm-hmm.
CBS, or Fox or anything like that, or
I believe
ABC.
what was the I
It
think
might have
there's
been T55. It might have been them, to be honest with you. I remember it being like a weird channel.
because I was going to say I thought it was on the same channel that used to show that video game show and Dragon
Video
Ball
Power?
Z,
Video Power then was 11. Then was WPIX.
and
It
they
could have been
showed and they showed
WPIX.
Dragon Ball too.
Yeah, Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon were both on WPIX.
Okay, maybe it was WPIX 11 then.
Yeah.
I thought it was on that same channel.
Sailor Moon at 6:30s Monday through Friday. Dragon Ball Sunday at 5:30 in the morning. that
But
was
they
fun. That was. I was glad I knew how to record a VCR.
but they also re-aired it. I want to say like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. because I used to watch. Was it video? I used to watch Video Power. Wasn't what's his name? Was it Adam Sessler?
No, Video Power's Johnny Arcade, dude.
No, not
Adam
Johnny
Sessler
Arcade.
X-Blade.
This was post Johnny Arcade.
Well, Adam Sessler's on G4.
Yeah, he had a video game show pre G4.
Oh yeah, it was like Tech TV Live or something like that. I think it was.
I forget the name of it, but and then they used to show Dragon Ball Z after it. It was on Sunday
Okay.
morning. It was Sunday at like 9 in the morning. It wasn't super
Mhm.
early or super
Yeah.
late. That might have been channel 9. It could have been
Mhm.
11. It was either 9 or 11. I thought that was the same channel I saw the Mortal Kombat 3 making of.
So weird, just like seeing that on TV, and they're
Yeah.
showing you fatalities, like they're showing the body falling down the pit with the propeller blades on it. It's like holy shit.
Well, that's like I'm trying to track down. I think so. There's the WrestleMania arcade game. A little off top, not off topic because same technology, same
Yeah.
makers. But there's a video where it's Bret Hart like in the back area of like Midway and driving like a forklift and shit like that for like the making of the game. And I've been trying to find what was that on. I'm not sure if it was on the WrestleMania arcade game Coliseum VHS video or if it was a separate making of. I've been trying to get a copy. You can watch it on YouTube, but I can't stand some of the people that post that stuff on YouTube that claim to be quote unquote gaming historians and know everything about the video game business.
I'm glad that
PSP.
they're up. I'm
Mhm.
glad that they're on those channels because it was just like it was just like a fever dream. It's like, did I just watch Mortal Kombat on regular TV? And it's not like a news report saying, "Oh, they're killing our children," kind of thing.
What's tough though with the video, so I wanted to put a link to the Mortal Monday commercial.
Mm-hmm.
The only commercial I could find, everyone I found was someone else stole it from someone and uploaded it. So someone had just the commercial, had the RetroWare TV logo in the bottom corner, but the person that uploaded it was not from RetroWare TV. They stole it from a video RetroWare TV did about Mortal Monday and just pulled a commercial out of it. It's like I hate promoting someone that just randomly downloaded a YouTube video and cut it and re-uploaded it.
Yeah, they kind of zhuzh off the identification tag, and there you go. Oh, it's my video now. Like when I did that with some of like the Chicago Tonight videos, I put I do not own this video. I literally found it on like an old pinball site, and I said this is cool because it's got a guy that goes to Williams in Chicago. He's watching them build the Addams Family, and then he goes into another room, and they're making Mortal fucking Kombat, and you get to see, like, probably like the first outside person see a fatality. Oh my god, you ripped his heart out. He goes, yeah, it's for kids. And Sean Tobias, and then it's like, yeah, you can see the actors that we just digitized. They're right here in the game. Oh, that's awesome. It's like, oh my god, you pulled his spine out.
I was gonna say Cabal was my guy for Mortal Kombat 3. I used to just do the dash run to my friend over and over and over again. He'd get so pissed off.
Oh god, I remember the first time that Mortal Kombat 3 came out, and there was one guy that figured out the dash, and I was like, I didn't understand that he's like spinning at a high rate of speed because of just how the graphics were, and I literally went, what the hell is that? And he goes, that's his attack. He makes you dizzy. I was like, oh, yeah, because he's running so fast. All right, I got you.
So what? My friend actually had Mortal Kombat 3 for the computer.
Really?
Yes. And me and my other friend used to go over his house after school and play it on the freaking computer. I believe he had one controller, so one person be on the keyboard and the other person be on the controller. And so I was always Cabal. I could do the dash like nothing on the keyboard, and my friend would get so pissed off because I would just do back and forth, and he'd start yelling. I'd be like, "Well, My response would be, "Well, let me use the controller.
Yeah.
I'll stop doing it if you give me the controller."
Meanwhile, like I've watched people. I remember when the time that we went to the New Jersey to the Retrocade or Yestercades. They had a guy that came. I forget where he came from, but he was playing UMK3 on a keyboard, and he was brutalizing the hell out of people. This guy just knew how to play it. He like literally had like his own keyboard where like he ripped the buttons out, so he's just like this going like that. Holy shit!
I mean, that was me playing as Cabal. It was almost like typing practice on the keyboard. My friends just yelling at me.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, we always say with Mortal Kombat 3, one of the best playing games with the lamest fatalities.
Yeah.
Why are they so bad?
I don't know. Well, part of it is because they kind of went cheesy with the bones.
Yeah.
It's like I was just playing it earlier today with Cyrax when he does the buzz copter and chops up the person. All of a sudden, it's like 1,000 femur bones just comes falling, go all over the place. And it's like there's not many.
I didn't know one person had like 7 legs.
Yeah, it's or like or what was it or Cabal's when he pumps your head up and you float up off the screen and then just like 1,000 femurs fall down. It's like seriously, it's like it couldn't just be just one skeleton with blood. It couldn't just be just the bones from one skeleton. It was cartoonish over the top.
That's why I was glad for 8 and 10 that he got really good fatalities with the super speed and stuff like that, and cutting people in half with the really using his super speed and using his stuff. I don't know why it was just like Cabal, just kind of like I gravitated towards for some stupid reason, just because he's got that bounty hunter friggin' Boba Fett look to him.
I gravitated towards him too. I love him in 11 when he does that drag across the pavement fatality.
Where he just drags you into the floor and then just flings you and he goes off to the other side and just leaves the sword out and he just slices it in half.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. I loved in 9 was all the sound. I hate to cut you off, but just like my favorite was the X-ray for Stryker when he hits you in the head with the friggin' mag light and you hear boom like that. It's like, oh man, how do they do that?
Full disclosure, the only Mortal Kombat games I ever played were 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, and 11.
Yep.
I haven't played 4. I haven't played anything in between.
You didn't play 9 on
No.
I thought you played. I thought you both played it on Xbox with us. I guess not.
No.
Oh.
4 through 10, I never played. I wanted to play 10 because that's when they had like Leatherface.
You didn't even play
and stuff.
4 at Sports Plus?
No. I didn't get a chance.
You weren't really missing out.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get a chance to do that because Sports Plus, shortly after they got 4, closed.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, they got rid of it. They were hoping for a while after 4 came out.
Then maybe
4 just didn't do that well. They were actually one of the hosts for the tour. I remember because the truck was there. I got so pissed off because I missed the damn truck. They had the games in there and you couldn't play it because they had to have the people there. And that was like I would have been like one of the like 3 people that actually got to play Katana. In Mortal Kombat 4 before she was cut out. I know she was put into some of the other stuff. I think she's in the PlayStation home version. They have Katana. They put her back in there.
I was just going to ask, how's 4 on Nintendo 64?
Crap. I hated the N64 controller. You could not use it for
no.
You could not use that for fighters. I hated Trilogy on it and stuff like that.
And what's crazy now is on all the new systems, you can't get any of the older games.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe it's 10 and 11, and that's it.
Yep, pretty much. The well, they did finally say that um, they're not going to shut down the PlayStation Store
Mm-hmm.
for Vita and PlayStation Vita, so you can still download the one collection that they have. That's 1, 2, and 3.
And supposedly they're, what was it, a year ago? They said that the collection of 1, 2, and 3, the combat collection, is supposed to come to Switch and Xbox and PlayStation.
Not sure. Your guess is as
Exactly.
good as
Well, exactly. I mean, the news that said it was going to come was like in 2020,
hmm.
over a year ago.
Yep.